Tyreek Hill, first Dolphin, all-time stats:
Well, you know what?
11K
You know what I'm
yards,
gonna say.
700 receptions, 82 touchdowns, 8-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, 1-time Super Bowl champion. Uh, it's a tough one, but I think yes.
Yes, that's tough.
Tough one though.
I think if he continues on pace, he will be a lock. If he goes down and let's say he gets hurt, doesn't play anymore, I don't know if he's done enough to beat out the other greats. You know what I mean? But I think if he stays what he on pace right now and does, I think he's going to get it.
Okay. Tough one though. 50-50.
That's my prediction.
I just want to say, and everyone get your cameras and popcorn out. This is a rare occurrence. I'm going to say something positive about the Chiefs. Here's the thing why I have no. Right now, like I said, I think in the future he can. But in my opinion, Tyreek Hill has only been dominant on the Chiefs. Is that him and Mahomes connection? That's what I'm saying. If you want to be a Hall of Famer, you have to be good of multiple quarterbacks and different team, or even if you never get traded. But like, it feels like he went to the Dolphins, right? It's kind of like Bill Belichick losing Brady. It kind of hurt his career, right? And when Tom Brady was there, everyone's like, Bill Belichick, Hall of Famer coach. And now he left, everyone's like, is Bill Belichick overrated? You could say that of Tyreek Hill because what has he done really in the Dolphins? He had some few good games, but has he really carried the team to like a Super Bowl or even some playoff wins like they expected?
Oh yeah.
Well, you got to think though. His best season was with Miami. He was almost going to break the record, and he didn't do it.
What happened that season?
I feel like people forget, not last year, but the season beforehand, he was the number one wide receiver.
He was the number one receiver.
Yeah.
He had way more yards than he did on the Chiefs. So I mean, that was one of the things. I mean, he hasn't been. He was with the Chiefs for a while there too, but I don't know. He had his best season. I mean, if any player has his best season on a team, you would probably consider that the team that really helped him the most.
I mean, if we're putting people in Hall of Fame for stats, every player that touched the field could go in. That's just how I see it. I feel like you have to have more than stats. There has to be a few more accomplishments to go in the Hall of Fame. That's why you're in the Hall of Fame.
Do you blame the quarterback here, or do you blame him?
I blame the team. I don't think they have a good coaching offensive coach since he's been over there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, especially last year.
But don't you think if he had stayed on the Chiefs, they would hold that against him, saying, well, he was, Mahomes are throwing to him. If he keeps on pace and he continues to blow it away on a team that they don't consider to have a quarterback as good, would that help him get in the Hall of Fame? Because there's,
sure. That's what I'm saying. I think he has the chance. That's why I was hesitant. I was going back and forth. That's why I say I think he needs more time, right?
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm saying no. But like I said, I'm right there. I'm right there on the yes. But just from me, this is just a personal opinion. I have not seen, like I said, I know he had a really good season on the Dolphins, but like he just doesn't feel like the same Tyreek Hill from the Chiefs time. And you can say that honestly, Tyreek Hill is the reason they won some Super Bowl over there. That's like I said, even if he had his greatest season in the Dolphins, it's kind of crazy. If I might be mistaken on this, but I don't think Dolphins won a playoff game with them, right? Yet. Like they've been to one, which was against the Chiefs.
They haven't. I don't think they've even made.
That's what I'm saying. If Tyreek Hill came, I'm not saying the whole team revolves around God, but they signed that dude all this money because they thought they at least get him some playoff wins, and that hasn't happened yet. So is it him or the coaching staff? I don't know, but I need some more years to decide.
So all right. So theoretically, do you think Travis and Gronk would be worse on another team like the Dolphins? Like what Tyreek Hill? Do you think that'll?
Oh yeah,
Gronk was already good on the Bucks. Gronk,
but you can't it's the same.
Yeah, but it's the same quarterback, bro.
Yeah,
it's still Brady.
Like if it was like Baker Mayfield, like do you think he'd still be if he wasn't dominant then? Do you think he'd still be like legible for the Hall of Fame?
So you're trying to say like if he kept Mahomes?
No.
I think he's trying to put your words back on you because you said that Tyreek, when he was on the Chiefs, was only good because Patrick Mahomes. But you're saying the previous two tight ends, Travis Kelce, is not good, even though he had Patrick Mahomes. But yet Gronkowski is good because he had Tom Brady. So he's saying you could say the same argument for those two players as you're doing Tyreek Hill because you're saying, oh, he's good with this.
Tyreek Hill has a different quarterback.
Right. So he's saying if those two went to a different team with a different quarterback, because you can't count Gronk going to Tampa because he followed Brady. and still same QB.
I disagree. Different coaching staff, different team. Yes, same quarterback. There's still some differences there, though. That's like a whole nother debate. I can do the Travis Tyreek Hill debate, but the Gronk one, you can't. I feel like you can't really throw in there because he's not in the same category as Travis. In my opinion, that's what I think.
Yeah, but let me put it another way. Like, if you know a lot of players like this, and one of the most common ones people talk about is if you put Barry Sanders on a New England Patriots team or somebody like that, what would that guy have done? And we look at him being a great because of the years he played. He was on a crappy team, and he still put the numbers out. So I think sometimes you can't really hold it against somebody, but you can also look if somebody really achieves a lot. Like, you put any good, great receiver on these Mahomes team, would he be in the same conversation or not? That's the argument you could have too. And so I think right now Hill has a better chance of getting in the Hall of Fame if he continues on a team that most people think is, well, he's not a Mahomes. If he was on a Mahomes team, I think that could be an argument. Everybody gets the yards because Mahomes is the best.
I think it's better to look at it how it affected the quarterback. Like the same question, but a little bit switched around. Because if you look at Mahomes, yes, he does have Travis Kelce, but when Mahomes came into the league, what he was so best known for was his arm. Like, he could throw the deep ball. And why do you think that was? He had Tyreek Hill as his wide receiver. These last couple of years, that has went down so badly, where his deep arm is just not there. And that's why I'm so big on Xavier Worthy, because I think he can actually revive that for Mahomes. But Tyreek Hill is just fast. He's so good. Even with Tua, sometimes all he has to do is just throw it as hard as he can down the field and hope Tyreek Hill will be there. So I think in any quarterback that goes can play with Tyreek Hill as long as they are able to as long as the coach is going to be able to focus on Tyreek Hill to get them the ball. They need to get him open. The first year, not last year, but the year before that, when Coach McDaniel came in, he did a really good job at that, getting Tyreek Hill getting the ball. Last year, he did so horribly at that. So I agree with Bailey. I think that Tyreek Hill had really had a bad year because of the coaching. And
you got to also remember Tua was hurt for a long time too.
Yeah.
So
that's a big factor.
That's why he did Superman dive. That's on him.
And you can't blame Hill for that because, like Bailey said, he didn't like the backups for Miami that came in. So, if Tua was healthy, in 2023, he had the most dominant season he's had. And even whatever you say about Tua, if he's there all year, I think Hill's going to benefit. If he's hurt, I don't think he will benefit. And that's probably what Hill's worrying about. I think you guys are right. His chances of getting in the Hall of Fame is really going to depend if Tua can stay healthy, because he will get the ball if he's healthy.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want people to think I'm hating on him. That's what I'm saying. I need a few more years to decide. At the moment, I'm saying no.
Too early.
I'm not. I don't want you guys think I'm like saying he's trash or anything. I love Tyreek Hill. I glaze him. But I'm just saying at the moment I need to see something. And I will say, I would sit down, me, Shane, and Zach would watch games together and be like, why aren't they throwing to Tyreek Hill? Last year was one of the worst Dolphins coaching thing I ever seen in my life. I don't know what happened. The drop off was crazy. He's wide open and there's like, nah, you're not getting the ball. He would get 2 catches a game sometimes. And we're like, why are you not using this guy? But I don't know. I just think he needs a few more years before a Hall of Fame talk happens.
I think he also needs to be very careful because, let's look at Antonio Brown, for example. That is a Hall of Fame player. The only reason he is not going into the Hall of Fame is because of an out-of-football decision. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Tyreek Hill this last year has been a little crazy, I should say. With all the postings saying he wants to be on a new team. There was even the one thing where he wants to do when his after the football becoming a streamer and becoming an actor. You could say. Yeah. So, that's wild. Those are wild statements.
Yeah, he's
That's
crazy.
like Antonio Brown type of level. You know what I mean? So I think Tyreek Hill needs to be a little careful because he's on the fine line here. If he does too much of that kind of crap, I think they will end up saying, sorry, buddy, no Hall of Fame career because of it.
Yeah, I think, one way you can look at this when we look at the next slides too is it's almost like Drell when he did the buy, sell, and hold type segments. Is this person, if he retires right now, would he get selected? Or does he need more time, or we never think he's going to get? I think Hill definitely has a chance, but he needs more time.
Okay.
Right.
And, that's my thought on him.
1 or 2 more good years.
Yeah. Some of the other guys, I say they could retire right now and get into it,
Yeah.